Everybody's been baking bread lately, except for me, so today is going to be my turn. I'm with Grace here at Price Cutter on Republic Road. She's the deli director. Grace, part of my problem in baking bread is I've been having a hard time finding yeast. I'm quite sure you have a ton of it here. The recipe today, however, doesn't even need yeast.
Yeast free, because people have been having that problem completely.
Yeah.
So I came up with a sandwich loaf that doesn't require it. It's quick, it's easy. It's a total of maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and that's mostly in the oven.
And it's gorgeous. It's a big meaty bread with a lot of flavor. So it's a rosemary?
It's a rosemary garlic bread, and it utilizes one of our spice blends.
Okay, all right. So what do we do?
So quick and easy. It's 3 cups of flour, and you just add your dry ingredients. So it's a tablespoon of baking powder and a 1/4 cup of sugar tossed in, and then a teaspoon of salt and our spice blend. This is the Old World garlic rosemary blend that we have here, Price Cutter brand.
Okay,
and
that's gorgeous, and it
bulk
smells
of the flavor.
Amazing. Yeah. The aroma and the flavor comes from that, I'm quite sure. All right, so you've got your mixer here.
Got my mixer, and we just want to get the dry ingredients mixed together.
Okay.
Just really quickly. And once that is done, it's wet ingredients in. So I have 1/2 cup of melted butter. That goes
That's
in.
about a stick of butter, right?
A stick of
1/2
butter.
cup? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Gotcha. I've been baking a lot lately. At least I knew that much.
That's
the
great.
only thing I do know.
1 egg adds a little moisture and structure to this bread, since it doesn't have knead or yeast. And then we do have, I guess, just a tiny bit of yeast from our beer, right?
So okay, that's where you get the yeast. I get it. Sure.
So between the baking powder and the beer, we're going to get a rise. I chose a brown ale. You can use any beer for this, but I like the darker beers for the bread because it gives that sweeter flavor. So
I agree, and it's a Mother's, of course,
Mother's.
so it's a local beer, which I like even better.
Yes.
So yeah, the whole thing, or just
so
part of
the
it?
whole thing. I know it's tempting to take a swig, but if you just add the whole thing in, you're going to get a really nice moist.
Yes, you are. You'll be fine. There's always a 6-pack. You can find another one if you need it.
Yes.
So.
And then just until it's all incorporated, no dry spots left, I have a pre-greased loaf pan.
So this is a good size loaf pan. So obviously this recipe is going to make a good amount of bread.
It's going to make a good amount of bread, yes. And then once we have that fully incorporated, scrape down the sides. We might have missed a little of that. Give it one last little stir.
Give it one last stir, but you don't want to overmix, correct?
Don't want to
when you're
overmix
baking?
when you're baking, because it'll has a tendency to develop the glutens a little too much, which ends up with a tough loaf of bread. Right.
There we go. Now it's mixed well, but not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, if you see a little flour, I think when you bake things like this, you shouldn't worry too much about it, because it's actually going to help a little bit in the long run, I think.
It helps it not stick.
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be great. Do you put the sesame seeds on after you put it in the pan, or after you bake it?
Before we bake it.
Before you bake it.
So it's going to be, scrape all that in.
Gotcha, but I did notice that the sesame seeds are toasted.
They
so
are
those
toasted.
have great flavor to them even before you were to bake this. So.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they do, yeah.
I'm impressed with your spices here. You have an array of spices.
We do have an array of spices. We have so many spice blends. We have just spices on their own, and they're great quality and a great value too.
No doubt. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's that easy.
That's it.
Just those ingredients. Put them in the loaf pan. There's the
Sprinkle.
toasted sesame seeds.
Right, and you can sprinkle a little sugar on top if you want, and then once we have it, it pops into the oven.
And when it pops out of the oven, this is what it looks like.
out of the oven, and you have a nice golden loaf.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that looks so good. You know what I want to
so
do,
good.
and I'm not going to do it, but I want to do it. I want to just pick the top, the crusty top part off.
It's such a good.
That's
and you know
what I
what's
wanna
great
do so
about
bad.
with the beer bread, the ale bread, is that that crusty top is just a little sweeter.
Yeah.
That the sugar really develops in the crust, so it's a great recipe.
That looks amazing. And you say, Grace, that this makes a killer grilled cheese sandwich.
Killer grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, it's great with butter toasted in the pan, smoked Gouda, smoked cheddar, or just any cheese.
I think for breakfast, I'm one of these toasted bread people with peanut butter. I think a big, chunky peanut butter on top of that toasted in the morning would be fabulous.
Sounds delicious.
And by the way, Price Cutter has tons of great cheeses. And you say you have my very favorite smoked cheddar.
Yes, I do have your very favorite Car Valley smoked cheddar, apple smoked cheddar.
Okay, so see, you can find all these great things here at Price Cutter. I think a cheddar or a grilled cheese sandwich made out of that smoked cheddar would be the greatest thing in the world on this bread.
We'll make you one later.
Okay, please do. And again, if people want to learn more about your recipes and what you have available at Price Cutter, go to the website.
Yep, go to the website.
Okay, Grace, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy.